stop. Day and night.
The conversation.
Can't stop. Yeah, we just keep on talking, right? That's what we do, right?
Conversations.
I was jabbing, man. I was jabbing.
All right, I saw you going, man. I saw you going. So welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Day and Night Conversation. That's the podcast where we just keep on talking. Day and
night.
I'm Day.
And night.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
you
Day.
did the thing with your name because you're Auntie Day and
got it, right?
Day. Oh my God, that was
It was like a
amazing. That was
play on-
amazing.
it was a
I
play on
see you.
it.
I see you as you people here. Well, you're with the funniest guy on this podcast because I'm the only guy on the podcast.
Oh, man.
You know what I do. That's your boy Claudel. See loved. I see you. You guys know where to find me. Claudel Comedy, any platform, whatever. Today I am with the very beautiful Auntie
pretty.
Day. How you doing on today? You good?
I'm good. Always good. You know me.
Perfect. Great,
Always.
great. I'm also with the very talented, the amazing,
Wow.
the crazy.
Wow,
I don't know. I
so
just
crazy.
felt. We got Burgundy Lancy with us today. How you
Hey,
doing?
hello everybody. What's
Good.
up? What's up?
What's
Good.
up, Nancy?
All right, dope. So, girls, this week we're blessed.
Yes.
We're absolutely blessed. We
Every
have.
week we're blessed,
I
man.
know, but I don't know. There's something about this week. I don't.
You're feeling
it's,
it.
It's a present. You know, it's right now. You know, present, a gift. Blessed. See what I
It's
did
like
there?
we're in the present. And
See what I
it's
did
also
there?
our
Culture. That's what I
shadow.
do. Yeah.
You're
Thank
so
you.
smart. You're
I
smart.
know. I know.
You're
and
loyal.
It's not just. Ah, you just went full DJ Khaled on me. I see you. I see you. So we have the very beautiful, the Black Queen. I'm gonna call you the
Ja.
Black Queen.
Jahliya.
Jahliya Cummings.
Yes.
It's
How you
not
doing?
Julia. It's Ja.
I said Jahliya.
Like Ja
Yeah.
bless.
Yeah,
No,
like-
because everyone at Starbucks
like-
probably messes up her name. I can imagine.
She probably doesn't drink at Starbucks.
You don't think so?
You'd
Why?
be surprised.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
god.
All young people
why?
drink at Starbucks.
All
That's what I just
young, white,
They all do.
rich, little.
No,
Oh.
no, it's way more diversified than that.
Are you serious?
They branched out, man.
It's a whole culture.
So they got us too, man.
Yeah,
Starbucks.
they got everybody.
Leave us alone.
yes, today
They're
we
kicking
have.
black people out of Starbucks and we're still going. Can you believe that?
What?
You
Oh,
guys
yeah,
are still
yeah,
going.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't
Anyways,
go.
can we please get
Yeah,
back
focus,
guest
focus.
stars.
to the guest,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
best person? So,
Yes.
Jahliya,
The
apparently,
Yes.
apparently, you just took the stage and mentioned how awesome it is to be black.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God! All right, so can you please tell me a bit more, like, about the experience? What happened? Why did you? Why this? Tell us all of it. All of
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
please.
So basically, sorry, just to add a little bit. So you are a young student. Yes. And you're basically like, I would say, a black princess coming up on the come up. You know, the youth. So yeah. So you participated in a specific event in your
Yes.
school. So could you tell me?
So every year at my school, we have a slam poetry competition, whatever you want to call it. And since I've been in Sec 1, I've been competing in it because I have a love for English and poetry.
Oh
Therefore,
wait, quick question. So each year,
Yes.
you actually wrote a poem.
Yes.
Each
Wow.
year, I mean, that's 5 years, but still
That's
5 poems. Okay, and did you hit like the same topics each year, or it was something different?
No,
each
every
time?
year is different.
It's
completely
totally different.
Yes.
Okay. So why? Like, was this on your 5th year, the one that you did?
Yes.
So-
I was saving this one for the last year.
Okay. I see you trying to get the experience, get the swag. Okay, I see you.
Exactly.
Okay, so why you chose that topic? Well, first of all, tell us what was the topic that you went with, and tell us why. What's up?
So the poem is called "Not Your Average Black Girl." 'Cause me,
You got to say with a bit more attitude. I mean, yo, you are not an average black girl. Come on, what's up?
I'm not your average black girl.
That's the spirit.
Period.
Woo.
That's right.
Period.
Period. You have
Period.
to
She
do
already
it.
taught us that.
Yeah, that's what the young people, the young folk do now. The period.
That's why I do it, because I'm young.
Oh.
I do it.
So yeah, Jahliya.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I go to Centennial Regional High School.
Mm-hmm.
We are a pretty diverse school on the South Shore for a white school. It's still
Whoa.
So it's a white school, but it's pretty diverse.
it's more diverse than all the other ones that we have on the South Shore.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's still dominantly white, obviously. So most of my friends happen to be white. Obviously, there are black people at the school, but I'm personally not friends with them because they say I'm too whitewashed and I'm not the friend that they want to have. So I'm like, wow,
Wow.
that's okay.
That's crazy.
I mean, for my whole life, I've been hanging basically around white friends, so I could, you know.
Yeah, no, I could totally relate to that. I also went to I was the only black girl. Like I went to a school that was focused on music and classical music. So yeah, but tell me some more about your experience now, because I went to school 30 years ago. Like I'm like,
why are you saying it like that?
like what is it now? Like I want to know more about your experience. What led you to to make this great poem that you guys should all check out. It's on YouTube. We're gonna post it down, link below somewhere.
Everything.
But it was really inspiring, really.
Well, basically, I have a few kids in my grade, just random kids, who like to use the N-word very loosely, which is...
Wait, when you say kids, you mean white kids?
Yes.
Oh, I thought
and they like to use the N-word?
Yes. No black kids at my school use the N-word.
Okay, I'm confused.
Yeah.
What world do you live in?
So is it because they listen to rap music where that uses it and they're repeating what they hear? Or is it because they are racist and they're like, oh, I'm racist, but I go to a diverse school, so it's okay for me to call you that?
I'm pretty sure nobody on this earth says, I'm racist, but I'm pretty sure they say
No, because there are people who are racist who have genuine prejudice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they play with you. They act like they're joking, but they really mean it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about someone who sits down like, I'm racist, but I'm going to do a play on words. I'm asking you, why do you think they use that word? Is it because it's coming from their culture, going to a diverse school? They have a lot of black friends. They listen to a lot of hip hop music that uses it so that they can do it? Or do you personally think that these people are actually racist? They feel a certain way about you, but they're trying to play with you and be like, I'm just joking, but they mean it.
It's honestly a bit of both. They only use it because they hear it all the time, but at the same time, they brought it to a black person. And me specifically, I'm a very light-hearted person. I'm very happy. I don't cause problems with anybody. Therefore, if they say this to me, they know I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to rub it off my shoulder. I don't care about you. Okay, thank you. So at the first few times, nobody got a reaction out of me because I act like you don't exist. You don't treat me with respect. You don't exist.
That's right. I like that.
But how old are you, Jahliya, by the way?
17.
You're 17. Okay. And it was a long time since I've been 17. So I imagine things have changed a lot. Why are you nodding your head?
That's what I
saw you.
It's been 20 years since I've been 17.
Anyways, all I'm saying is that when I was 17, I'm sure it was a lot different from you being 17 now.
Yeah, there were no cars. People were riding with horses.
Oh my God.
There were no planes.
Okay,
I'm just let you.
He got jokes.
I just keep on having them.
So, living this experience or going to school with people like this, how does it make you feel? Or how did you feel like you had to say something about it?
I just felt like I couldn't leave the school without sharing my piece, because all these years people, they don't think anything bothers me because I don't act like I'm bothered by anything. I don't say anything. I don't even I seem happy all the time because I am. But at the same time, at the end of the year, lots of things were going on. Schoolwork was getting hard, and I just felt like I had to really show my truth at one point.
Okay, and that's how you came up with this particular poem?
Yes.
Okay. And so writing the poem really, it drove, it's your experiences at high school with your quote-unquote friends who were dashing out a lot of racist remarks that drove you to write this poem. And what kind of space were you in when you wrote it? Were you at home alone? Were you angry still? Were you happy and really reflecting on every single incident that took place at school? Where were you at when you wrote it?
Actually, I was in French class.
Okay. We're not paying attention, obviously.
Writing the English poem, yeah?
Yeah, it was just one of those days, because my friends often, just as a joke, we're stupid teenagers, we all say really offensive things about each other. But one of the often things I would get would be, let's say there's a picture of a monkey. Oh, Jahliya, that's you.
No, you're lying.
No.
Serious?
And that person is still alive today?
From people in your own crew?
Yes.
Oh my God, they were your friends?
Well, let's not call them friends, really. Okay.
No, but
I would like to know. So, could you read off some of the parts, like the most significant ones? Because that for me, like I'm like, wow, that speaks to me.
Well,
yeah,
okay.
one of the like a few lines from your very like.
I want to know, did you bust them in their mouth or not? But you can go to your poem first.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get back to that.
I'm with you. I'm with you,
You
on
know what
this
I mean?
one.
I was
I'm
like-
being dead ass. I mean, I can't even believe that they would even. And the funny thing is, well, not even funny. The sad thing is, when they say these things, they actually believe that they're funny.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the weird part.
That's what I mean for my original question. Like, did they think that they were like? That's what I'm saying. There's some people who are genuinely prejudiced, racist, that try to play it off like it's a joke, but they, in their heart, really feel. This is how I feel about you. Like when I see you, I see a monkey.
I think it was more of a joke, but to even say something like that, it
It's
has to
wrong.
come from somewhere.
Of course,
Like,
of course.
people don't just say things. Never.
They think it's okay. Like some jokes are not okay to make. Like let's
Exactly.
be honest, there are some jokes that are not okay to make. So by making your statement after reading this poem, I'm sure a lot of people came up to you and like were like, "Yo, that was powerful," and I'm sorry. I'm guessing like after you read a few lines, I would like to know what was the reaction from the people in the school in general.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
but
well, first go with the poem.
Yeah,
well,
well,
go with it like.
I'll just
yeah.
say like
Yeah.
these lines.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Let the audience know what's happening. What's up?
They say I'm not your average black girl because all my friends are white. They like to call me monkey and think that's all right, but it's just a joke. No need to fight, right? If I was your average black girl, I need to get violent, not just sit around and be silent. Silent when people make racist jokes. Silent when people are ignorant. Silent when people call me the N-word. I don't use that word.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
So you recited your whole poem in front of the entire school.
Yeah, well, in front of my whole grade, a few
Your whole
grades.
grade. So all the monkeys that tried to call you a monkey were there listening to you.
Of course.
Okay.
That was the whole
And
point.
so
That was
what-
dope. Well, quick question though. Like, were there like auditions? Did you like perform before
yes.
performing in front of,
There are,
of everybody?
We have to perform our poems to our class, and then the teacher picks the 3 best people to perform in the auditorium, and then from there is a competition with all the people who
Who were chosen by the
placed.
teachers?
Yes.
Okay, so you got chosen amongst like three students.
Yes.
Oh, that's dope.
And the teachers who
thank
chose
you.
you, were they black
Yeah.
or were they white?
White.
But they knew that the message was there. Like,
Yeah.
not all white people are racist. Like,
Absolutely not.
white people like know what's up, and they knew that there was something powerful in your
No,
message.
I'm asking that
Yeah.
question specifically because I want to know. Because if this is happening amongst the students, then you obviously know that in the school, I mean, even if it wasn't happening amongst the students, you obviously know at some part of the school it's also happening as well. And we had it from previous guests. We've known that people in power tend to suppress.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Okay,
that's
okay.
why I'm asking that
Oh,
question
yeah.
because it is pertinent to this situation. Because you could have had white teachers that be like, nah, you look a little angry. We're not going to put that
No,
out
the
there.
teachers that I had
They embraced
actually
it.
helped me with this, helped me with the grammar, loved this,
And they
helped
were
me
white
brought
teachers.
it to the stage.
So
Absolutely.
it just goes to show kind of your point, Nancy, that of course it's not all white people that behave this way. But a lot of times what happens is that in our society, it's white people or the majorities who are in power and they promote and push other majorities.
Yeah.
So it's not frequent that we see people in power that are white that will actually help and lift up minorities. So in her case, you were blessed to be around
Like teachers like that.
teachers like that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you're talking about your school being very diverse. When I hear about a school being diverse, I think automatically, okay, so this school is going to promote diversity if it's diverse.
I mean, they do in a sense. Like we had a whole play, well, this year, a play about like black kids being integrated into white schools in the 1960s, and I was actually in this play, and it said a lot about our school at the time because people came out and saw it and they were like, wow,
They liked it and everything.
they really liked
I
it.
actually saw that play because I have a cousin that attends Centennial Regional High School. I am an alumni from that school. I went there.
Okay, shout out.
I'm not trying to burst my bubble, but I've been there.
Oh, you've been there back in
And
the 50s?
I went to see
yeah.
that play, and I have to say that I was extremely impressed with the performance of that play. The kids that were in that play performed like they were in like Warner Brothers. It was amazing. But one thing I didn't agree with, and Jahliya, because you were in it, and because you attend that school, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but they tried to promote racism and discrimination when kids were integrating into white schools in the 50s and 60s. It was about ignorance in the sense like we were afraid. Like there was a part of your play where they said like, oh, we don't know if the black kids could understand like we understand. And they kind of pushed it in a way to make it seem like, oh, black kids just might not be at the same
level
intellectual level as white kids. And that's one thing I didn't agree with. And I think that Centennial did a good job at putting out the play, but I think that it's also the problem when it comes to these things because white people are producing it, writing it, and letting other kids act it out, and they really don't know the basis. The whole basis of slavery and prejudice and all these things has to go with hatred. They didn't not like black kids because they thought black kids were stupid. They didn't like black kids because they didn't like your color of your skin.
Yeah.
That's where it starts. That's where it ends.
Yeah.
And I found in the play that you guys did at Centennial, it was more focused on the fact, like, oh, we weren't sure about them. We didn't know. Like, it was ignorant.
Trying to give excuses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I didn't find. And I went to see the play because I told you my cousin is in the play. And I tried to take a step back. But that's one thing I didn't agree with. And I'm not shitting on anybody because I went to Centennial. And I actually went to school with the girls who kind of do the follies at Centennial. So I think they did an amazing job, but I also think it's a problem because there's no black people doing these plays. And what happens is that we lose kind of the real basis of it when that's the message. Thank you. That's the message that we're losing. Exactly.
But yeah, you mentioned something. You said basically during that play, the message that was being told was basically these white people were ignorant. And
yes.
it wasn't about hate.
They were more about fear. It's not about fear. It's about hate.
But okay, fine. But for example, Jahliya, at your school, that your friends,
yes,
that would mention these things like, oh look, a monkey, yeah, whatever. Would you think that they would say these things out of hate or out of straight up ignorance?
That's a good question.
Probably ignorance.
See, so Yowande, when you said that you're not really down with like the message that was going through like the play because they stuck to like ignorance instead of hate, which is like racism, something that's based on hate, that's based on power, people feeling that they're superior than other people. That's like the real basis of it.
Hate. Yeah.
But you lived it, right? And it was something about ignorance. So there is a reality.
There are different reasons to be racist.
Exactly.
It's not a one cookie cutter, one size fits all. I think
Exactly.
sometimes it is out of hate, but sometimes it is out of ignorance.
I think most of the time, nowadays, I would say most of the time, let me know what you guys think, but I would say maybe it's about ignorance. Well, no, it would depend on. It depends on the people.
I think it's like
It depends.
Yeah, because when people have power, like you said, people have positions where they can like take decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
Influence. I would say it could be about hate. These people, most likely, it would be about hate, or
just looking out for their own. They just don't want other people. Like,
but
it's not necessarily.
If you're just looking out for your own,
like, I don't care about you guys. I just want my white.
If you're just looking out for your own, that's hate because you're hating others.
Yeah, sure.
By loving more, whatever. Because you could simply say my own is humans. We're all people.
But people don't. Yeah, I agree.
People love like to make groups, like to separate themselves. You know, and in your case, I would think it was about ignorance. So I would say it would make sense for them to have a play with. I'm guessing it was in a school, right?
Yeah.
Kids. I mean, I'm sorry, but kids can be stupid.
Yeah,
they are.
Definitely. I really do think kids are stupid in general. Yeah.
And they always talk about what they don't know.
Always.
Oh, amen to that.
But sometimes they can have some truth. Sometimes kids say the truest things, and you're like,
legit.
Damn.
They
say something that
they have no filters.
I don't know. I haven't heard any kids say some real truth.
Yeah.
Like,
so speaking of no filters, I still want to go back to your play. Oh, not your play, but your spoken word. And what happened after your spoken word? Like, what were your parents saying? What were the teachers saying? What were your
reactions?
Your students? Yeah.
Tell us about the reactions.
Well, when I first read it to two of my favorite teachers, they actually cried. because they were like, oh, like I didn't really know this was happening. I didn't know this was going on, because I honestly don't show anything. Like you would swear nothing. Like I'm perfect in a sense. Like I'm just always smiling. I'm always getting along with all my friends. Everything's nice and dandy. Like I don't have problems with people.
You're like a strong black teenager. That's what I see you as. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we gotta be.
Who have to have a tough skin.
They didn't give us
Yeah.
any choice.
Go ahead.
I mean, come
So
on.
when this came out, people were like, oh, like, Jahliya, are you good? Like, they were like,
I don't know, Brandon. Am I? Huh?
Yeah, but did they reflect on themselves, or were they just like, oh, this is you? This is how you feeling.
Like, oh,
but
you're
that-
angry.
Like, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't get too many sorries. I got like 2, I think. And I didn't really want,
You weren't looking
I
for
didn't
sorries.
need apologies. Like, so what? Like, you don't care. Cool.
Did you with this, did you want other people to maybe leave the auditorium and maybe feel a bit more empathy and maybe feel like, okay, I have to think a bit more. Like I'm a teenager, but like I'm growing up now. I can't say dumb shit anymore.
I just wanted them to be mindful of what comes out to their mouth and who you're talking to, your surroundings. You can't say anything to anybody, and that needs to be understood, especially at my school.
I feel like, I mean, you took the time to do that, but I feel like that thing should be done at home. Parents, come on,
Yeah,
people, wake
that's
up.
what I'm saying. Like that's why I feel like most racism and like
Racism is thought.
prejudice.
It's taught to people.
Taught,
It's taught to people. Taught.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's taught. It's not something.
That's what I'm saying. So
you can't
these
be born
kids,
in
when you
hate.
say the kids are ignorant, I don't think they're ignorant. I think they've been taught bullshit and they're repeating bullshit.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
And,
Kids are sponges.
and you can say it's ignorance if you want to get a nice definition, but I just call it hate, because even if you've been taught something, you don't have to repeat it. You have a sense. You have mind. You know what I'm
but
saying?
you don't. You're a kid. You don't know anything
No, but
else.
they're not infants. Like I have kids and I have cousins
Are you
who are
serious?
teenagers.
We're talking about teenagers. Teenagers are
No,
the people.
I disagree completely with you, Claudel. Completely.
I love
because
it. Yes.
I have a very, very big family, and my family is very close. My mother and my father's side. And I have cousins who are 16, 17, 18, 19. Like, I have every range of cousins. And even myself, like, we've all been children. Like, I'm saying, like, we've been stupid. I understand that.
Yeah.
But hate and repeating garbage over and over is a decision that you make. Even when I was young. Even
But
when
you don't.
But not
Sometimes
every.
you
But
don't
the
know.
self.
No,
the,
I don't
the
agree.
Listen, all your life.
the
Please.
Yeah, being
please.
insightful and being self-reflective, that's not something that you learn.
Exactly. It's
at
not something
school.
that's being
No,
taught.
it takes
You-
maturity to be
Exactly.
self-reflective. Absolutely.
Exactly.
But for you to hate and say certain things,
Who says you hate?
that is your perception of
It
stuff.
might not be hate.
And your
When you're
perception
friend-
of
when-
things starts when you're young. It starts when you're young.
Perception?
Yes, your perception.
What perception do you have when
how
you're
you
young?
see how you see the world. Like when you see young kids saying like I'm trans, or when you see young kids saying like, oh, I don't like black because black is bad. That is the kid's perception.
No,
it
that-
could have been taught.
It's taught.
But it's the way
It
that
can't- it ca-
even if it's taught, it's the way that they feel. It still counts.
that feeling
And they
that
can
they're
carry
feeling,
that throughout-
It was yes. But what I'm saying is, listen. Have you ever like seen parents, white parents, for example, that are absolutely not racist or whatever, and they have a kid and the kid ends up racist?
No, I've never seen that.
Yes.
Well, maybe but then we have different experiences, so we need to talk about that. But I've never seen that.
What I'm trying to say is,
It happens.
No.
kids don't think. I mean, they like, for example, the N word.
Everybody can be converted to anything. Like
Exactly.
No,
But
I don't
when you
agree with
st-
that at all.
Why do you think some
Don't
people
agree with that at all.
some-
Not anybody can be converted. There's people who have a strong mind from since they're young,
Agreed.
and they carry it all the way. So
Yes.
you can't say anybody's been converted to everything. That is not.
Okay, fine, but a
But you
lot.
can.
Let's like.
Well,
like
you
a
can generalize
good-
if you want,
a
but
good
I'm saying
90%.
that
That's a good
my
90%.
experience. No, I wouldn't even say 90%. I don't have stats on it, so I can't say 90. I can't say 60. I can't say 100. But I'm saying there are some people who know where they stand from the get and keep going.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, but-
That's it.
yeah,
you
but-
see how
but-
you guys got quiet.
No,
That's it.
no.
But
Wow,
drop
wow,
the
wow.
mic.
That was
no,
awesome.
no.
It's true. I'm
no,
right.
not at all.
I'm right.
Because
No,
maybe
I'm right.
because maybe where they stand is being racist, but then when they grow up, they have different friends and they meet different people and they
I don't
say,
know
actually,
what-
I don't want to be with
life.
my.
I believe life.
I don't
like,
wanna
when
be
you
in
have
that
a kid.
vibe anymore.
When you have a kid is like an empty canvas.
Yeah.
It's a white, empty canvas, and you get to paint it. As a parent,
Yeah.
you paint it. You put your colors in your. The kid doesn't listen. I have a newborn kid. And there is nothing more. I'm sorry, OD. Retarded than a kid. The kids, they're nothing. They're nothing.
It's not.
Absolutely nothing.
It doesn't come from
To-
within.
exactly.
Hate doesn't come from within.
Yes,
But anyways,
No, it
people
can come from within. Absolutely, it can come from within.
It can. People can with time, with experience. I think that it all goes with their experiences. I mean, if there's a white girl, 16-year-old, never hated a black guy or black people in general in her life. I love black people. You guys are funny and stuff. I've seen Claudel at a show and he was amazing. Anyways, example, right? And then at the age of 17, she gets raped by a black dude, right? And then it changes her thinking. Everything she was taught is gone because of experience.
Yeah.
You know? It changes people. Life is not something like I'm pretty sure you don't think the same way.
No, I'm.
People
listen,
evolve on
Exactly.
things.
You don't think the same way that you were thinking when you were 12.
No, and I honestly don't think the same way that you guys think. I'm not disagreeing with what you say, but I still stand strong on what I'm saying. That there's some people who are born into this world, and from the time that they are born, they know where they stand. And I'm saying that not from an ignorant stand at all. I'm saying that from the people that I have in my family. There's people in my family, there's people that I work with, there's people that I know that have been through situations in life, and their environment did not nature where they went in life. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but
So basically, they were raised in an environment.
They were like.
and
Whatever.
they
I don't
think
know if you guys
differently.
believe in God, but when God creates you, He creates you as a whole person. There's nothing missing in you.
God gives you free will.
When He does that,
He gives you
there's
free
some
will.
people who can go throughout life and go through things and never need therapy and never need someone to tell them they're right or they're wrong, and they just do things the way that they're supposed to. And this is what I'm talking about. So I'm not disagreeing with you guys. Your experience is just as valid as mine. But I'm just saying that if you guys think that some people need to have society determine where they're going, that's wrong. There's some people in this world that know where they're going from the get until the end. They know where they're going. That's all I'm saying. You guys can disagree.
Okay.
I don't care, but I know I'm right.
Well,
and God put that in me, and I'm not giving it up. So
That's fine. I would
That's
like
it.
to go to Jahliya. I would like to know, as a young
see
black,
where you got us started.
yeah, as a young,
She even do nothing. You just went
just-
like,
she's like,
I
"Can I
am
go home?
right.
I
I am
go home?"
right. Yo, shout out to your boyfriend.
yes.
Because you were
That's
right.
my man.
I want to know more
Shout
about
out, Eric.
this young woman who made this very powerful piece, and what's her influence in society right now, in culture. What do you see right now for Black women in particular in culture? Like, what influences you? What drives you? Do you have any role models? Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not trying to sound cheesy or anything, but my mother is my biggest role model. Like, she literally did everything right, if I could say that.
Yeah. No, you can say
What
it.
does that mean?
Shout out to mamas.
Okay,
Yeah, of
so
course,
wait,
but what is that?
where's your father?
I don't know, you tell me.
Oh,
Oh. Oh. He,
So, like,
he went
you-
to get that milk. Yeah.
so you were raised by a single mom.
Yes.
Okay, so based on their statistics, you should be completely fucked up.
Wait, how?
No, that doesn't.
I was raised
What
by a single
LeBron
mom.
James was raised by a single mom,
I was
and
raised
he's
by a
one.
single
He's
Because
the
your
best.
environment was not one that was very solid.
Wait, just because you're a
What?
single mom doesn't mean that the environment is bad.
What?
You guys seem
Not an
angry.
environment that
You
was
guys are
solid?
very
You-
angry.
Do you?
You guys are
No.
very
Do
angry.
you?
You're speaking. She's speaking
Oh.
badly about single moms. Single moms are
Oh.
amazing. Just
Oh.
because you're a single mom doesn't
Not
mean
a-
that you can't provide
What?
a great environment.
Whoa.
Why
Do
you guys sound
know?
so angry? What's
Because
going
you
on?
went and said that my mama
I-
is weak. What? Do you know how?
I didn't say anything about your
solid?
You
mama.
said single mothers
Mommy.
provide a bad environment.
I said based on
Mommy.
your knowledge.
I never said
Mommy.
anything. We never said anything about single mothers providing a bad. People,
No.
audience, we didn't say that. Single
didn't-
mothers are amazing. Me and
Don't worry about
Claudette
it.
did not
We're just
promote
having a
single mothers.
I didn't say
Yeah.
that either. I said based on your theology, her environment would be
Why?
one that she should be a broken
Why?
child.
How?
Why?
Because you guys
Why?
said that the environment nurtures
But,
people.
but you're saying
Yes.
that. But
Yes,
you're
yes, yes.
implying.
it does.
But you're implying that a single mother provides a bad environment. We never implied that. So, anyways, could you keep going with what you were saying, please?
All right, this episode's gonna last 2 hours. I
Yeah.
am not.
No,
You guys are very angry, by the way.
because you're putting words in our mouth.
I'm in a good
Mama.
place.
You're implying that a single mother is providing a bad environment. We never said that.
I never said it
And,
either.
like,
You said that a bad,
Listen, the
bad
environment the environment, it's either good or bad, period.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's your father, dad.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it
freaking
doesn't determine.
Mowgli-
It does not determine where you're gonna
freaking
be as
Mowgli
you
was
grow.
raised by wolves.
It doesn't determine how you're gonna grow up.
It influences
throughout life.
you.
determine.
Not necessarily.
Oh man, oh.
Not necessarily.
Anyways, I would like to know more about your mother and how she inspired
Yes,
you
why
to be a
is
strong
she-
black woman.
Well,
She-
single moms, they're the strongest. Have you seen my mom? Have you seen my mom's arms? I'm
LeBron
sorry.
James.
Go on.
She was just, she's always someone who just commands respect at all times. She always was there for me, listens to me, you know. She's very, like, she didn't set too many boundaries, because I find parents who are very strict and set boundaries, their kid, all they want to do is rebel when they get older.
You wanna
My
go
friends
against, yeah.
are ready. They're doing things. And
In
I'm
college, as soon as they're in college.
What kind of things are
they're
your
done.
friends doing?
Why are you making the girl
like, no
snitch?
comment. No
Why are you
comment.
making the girl
No
snitch?
snitching, no
Don't
snitch.
snitch.
She knows better.
And because
course.
I was exposed to everything from a young age, I have no desire to act up. I don't. Like, I know it's going to be there my whole life. Why am I rushing when I'm 17? I still have my whole life ahead of me.
You hear that, young women
you don't
listening
hear
to the
you don't
album?
hear
Yo.
kids her age talk like that.
Yeah, but raised by a single mom. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just putting things out there. I'm just
and
putting
how
things
do
out
you,
there. I ain't saying
how
nothing.
do you feel
I ain't saying nothing.
black women are portrayed in media? Like as a young consumer, like I probably don't watch the same thing as you do. So like what like on Instagram, or I don't know what you kids do anymore.
Well,
but like what do you
say
think?
kids.
I'm like 20 years old.
I mean-
yeah. What influences you? Well, not influences you, but like what do you see how women are portrayed?
There are, in my opinion, two types.
Okay.
There's type 1, very natural,
Okay.
Black Lives Matter,
Ooh,
you know.
can't wait for
very
type 2.
inspiring.
Nicki Minaj, we're coming at you. Nicki Minaj, you sound like diabetes. Type 2. All right. See what I did there? See what I did there? Type 2, diabetes,
Yeah,
Nicki
I like
Minaj.
that.
No,
I
I
killed
like
it, right?
that.
Type,
God
type
damn
1
it,
is
I
what?
just-
Like, who's an example of type 1?
I don't know, Michelle Obama or something. I don't know. Real people.
Asking Jahliya,
Yeah.
not you.
Oh,
I was like,
not my opinion.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, her opinion, the young one.
Okay.
I don't know if you know, her name is Yara Shahidi. She's
Yes,
I would-
blackish, grownish.
She, in my opinion, is type 1 because she, you know, she knows what she's about. She, once again, commands respect. She's about her blackness, truly. And then there's type 2 who's like, City Girl season.
Act up. You can get
Megan
backed
the
up.
Stallion.
Act up. You
What's
can
City
get
Girl
back
season?
that.
What is that?
That's
You
good.
don't
You're
know
in a
about
good.
City
No,
Girl
she's
season?
do not tell her. Please.
What
no,
have you
you're
been
good.
doing
You're in a
all
good
summer?
path. You're in a good path. I'm
I
telling
don't
you.
need to know about that.
Bruh, ignorance is bliss. Don't
I
even
wanna know.
mess
Now
with
I
that.
really wanna
Oh,
know.
you can't research.
Can I get on it or I'm
Fine,
not?
please.
What's
City
City Girl
Girls.
season? Tell us.
It's just, you know, hot girl summer.
Yeah, there was a scandal about Hot Girl Summer. That
Scandal.
yeah, like what's that guy's name? I'm so bad. Curry, Steve Curry.
Stephen?
The
Stephen?
basketball player?
I called him Steve. Do they call him Steve?
Is it
Stephen?
basketball
Stephen?
player?
Basketball player?
They don't
or
call him Steve for sure.
Steve A.
Stephen.
Smith.
Okay, whatever.
Stephen A. Smith?
Steph
His,
Curry.
his wife said
Aisha
something
Curry?
about hot. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
We don't even know
Oh
what you're
my-
talking about.
Well, I hope that you guys could help me out. I thought you guys would know.
We don't
No.
even.
Obviously, they don't.
No.
Clearly. Okay,
You're not
anyway, so
even
just,
sure who you're talking about.
can you just stop?
I
Can you
could.
tell us what hot girl summer means? Like,
It
what
just
is it?
honestly, it kind of implies you don't have a man in a sense. So you kind of you're doing what you want. You know, you're having as much fun as possible.
Fun in every way, in sense possible. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like being empowered and just doing your own thing.
I don't see that
Like-
as something negative, actually.
Me neither.
No,
Everyone-
that's like
That's
how
just what
women
I
are
see
portrayed,
on
A or
Instagram.
B. Okay,
Okay.
A or
you know,
B.
sometimes
Okay.
sometimes I'm more.
Doesn't type A fit that descriptions as well?
Depends. Not from what I see on Instagram. You're rather one or you're the other. You're not like, oh, I'm type 1, then I'm, oh yeah, living that city girl season. Like, it's not really. But you could be everything.
Yeah, it
There's
could be
not,
any- there's no
like,
right,
as I
there's no
mentioned in
wrong.
my
Okay,
poem,
but wait,
there's
hold the
different
phone,
types
hold the
of black
phone.
people.
Juliet, you earlier, like you said something about your friends call you like a white girl or
Yes. That's what this
whitewash.
poem is about.
Yeah,
It's
I
about
know that, but like
me
you
being
have
called.
you
So
have
you're-
dreads, like you have dreadlocks, like I don't know. Back in my day, not a lot of girls had dreadlocks, and if they did, like there was no questioning where they stood. Like you know, you have dreads, you're pro-black, you're about your culture. So
Oh, not me.
So why now are kids like it's a whole new wave of kids and the way that everyone thinks is so different now.
Yeah, it's not
like,
even
so you can have
black
so
kids telling
having
me this.
dreads doesn't symbolize anything anymore. It's not the same how it used to be like 20 years ago.
I know more white people with dreads than I know black people with dreads. So it's like, if you're not in my family, like I don't really know people with dreads like that. I don't.
And so, do you think that it's an issue because you see all these scandals, like especially in the States, where people wear dreads, or like white people wear dreads, or like a white woman wears a kimono or something, and it's like all black appropriation or culture appropriation is a big thing.
What the hell is
that? It's
what
like
is
people
culture
being offended because Kim Kardashian wore like cornrows and stuff like that. I'm like, nobody cares. Like,
do you know how many Quebecers wear cornrows? Like they spent 2 days at Cuba. They
Yeah.
come back. Hey, saka fetla. Saka fetla.
Thank you.
The cornrows.
And
You
they're
know what I
like,
mean? I don't even. Why would
Yeah.
you feel offended? I would
yeah.
like to get your opinion.
Do you feel offended? Like, do kids? Do you
I
think
don't feel offended until someone comes up to me and like, oh, I look just like you, Jahliya.
Oh God!
Or like when they come back from the summer, oh, I'm almost as dark as you. Like,
Yeah, they
oh,
feel that.
like
Oh,
okay,
girl, you confused. Let's talk in like 3 weeks when you become white again.
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
But it's not really an issue. Like I personally, if you wear dreads and you're white, like it's not gonna look good. But you can do it. Like it's not
If
an
it
issue.
works.
I'm
You
not-
could do what you
It's
want.
not gonna look good, but
You can do it. It's fact. I mean,
I've never
it's
seen
all about
someone
the
who's
hair
like a-
texture.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not
all
gonna
about
lie.
hair
I will
texture.
look at you twice. I'll be like, oh.
Okay, good.
okay. Oh, okay.
But I'm not
Why?
just because it looks weird. Not, but it's
Okay.
just like of a judgment.
Wait a minute, where are we at? What looks
Dreads,
weird?
white people.
White people with dreads? Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
weird.
you know they
Okay.
got that silky hair, but it's like
Yeah.
we like.
Yo,
it,
I know
people.
I know a hairstylist in Montreal, a black hairstylist in Montreal that used to get a lot of customers coming to him to like lock their hair. And he used to put glue in it, like
Like real glue?
You know the glue stick we used to get in elementary,
No.
with, like purple. He would take the white people's
I
hair
would eat that.
and
I mean,
smack the glue in their hair and make a dreadlock with it.
That's not
Wow.
natural. That's not natural.
Well, you
'Cause he
can't
was
really
like-
make it naturally.
it's not for them.
Well, that's what you're
Did I
saying.
just say that? Did I
It's not FUBU.
okay,
It's not for us. It's not.
it is FUBU. That's what
mean,
they don't get. It's
they
for
can-
us by us people.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you say it's not for them, what you mean? You're not saying that. Oh my God, you people can't do it.
I
It's
don't
not
think
the-
you can. It's not.
It's harder because you guys
It's not their
were
natural,
exactly.
you
It's
know,
not your
state of
natural.
hair, yeah.
Let's just say you'll have to do like a couple of extra steps to get like
Like
half of the results.
The fact alone that when black people perm their hair breaks, and you hear all these girls going natural because I've permed my hair for so many years and it never growed. It never grew. I said grow. Did you guys hear that?
I
It's
heard
okay.
Listen,
that.
I am
It's
no
okay.
better than you are.
You can correct me. I was waiting for Nancy to be
It's
like,
okay, I'm
let me
listening.
smack you under the table.
No.
It never grew.
I
But
barely
then
speak
when people
English.
have dreads, their hair grows to their ankles.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that our natural state for us to flourish is in natural hairstyles like
Yeah.
Well, that's how it is.
dreadlocks.
That's how
But-
it is
yeah.
for everybody.
But everybody
guess.
should
Just be
still
you.
do what
I
they
guess.
want. You know.
The way you came out the
I'm
womb.
sorry. What?
Everybody should still be able to do what they want. I mean, if that's what
Always.
you want, I understand because it looks good. Like, why wouldn't you want it?
No,
like, go ahead, get yourself some bundles.
Get
but
some bundles on AliExpress.
some Brazilian bundles.
Jahliya, that's what we've been talking about. It's because it doesn't look.
Well, for them, I mean, it's subjective, right? So
Yeah, I agree.
if
It's
they
relative.
want to spend like $200 and a whole day doing that, then they can do that.
That's
right?
on them. I don't care.
Yeah.
I got mine for free. That's all you need to know.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right.
Hashtag.
Oh,
Ooh. Oh.
period. Ladies and gents, yo, I did with the pinky up.
Yeah.
Like, my
I
shit
liked it.
got
That was like the
class.
Austin Powers,
It was
like-
But seriously, when you said like
That looks
before
good.
and now and culturally, like the whole natural look, I feel like it's part of like I feel like a black resurgence, like especially like in media with all these like Black Panther and Insecure, all these TV shows coming up with like promote blackish,
Snowfall.
grownish, all these things.
Like I said,
Yeah.
black is the new trend.
yeah.
I've just noticed it.
Black
Like,
has always been in style. Let's be
it's
real.
always been in style.
Always.
But white people are now seeing only now the greatness of it. That's why they're like, see,
Let me get more tan. How about this black fishing happening?
Wait, what?
What's
Black
that?
black fishing? You guys don't
Is
know
that when you
about?
go for
That's
Like,
like Instagram models and people like white people that get super tanned and get like cornrows and like
then they're light skinned.
yeah, but on their pictures, it looks like they're black. So people they get followers and like, oh, your hair is so good, and their followers are black and like, oh, they think they're black. No, they actually, no, I'm white. It's like black. That's called black.
That takes us right back to slavery.
I've never heard
People
that
used to
before.
No,
be in
okay.
blackface.
There was a
Like,
big thing
what
about
is
it
that?
a few years ago.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, black.
That is
It
taking
makes
us-
sense. Like I've
that's
seen
taking
it.
us
Like I
ahead.
know it. I've just never heard that term before.
Well, then before there was blackfishing that happened like a year ago, but then before that there was transracial. I'm sure everybody remembers
That
Rachel
Russian chick.
Rachel Dolezal, like
Is
a
it
white woman
the Russian
in America.
with the big boobs, and she
and
like redid.
she was like the president of an NCAA
Oh, no, we're not talking about the
chapter, and like everybody thought she was black, but she was pretending to be black to like.
You know what?
Yeah.
Speaking of people pretending to be a different race, I have something to tell you guys.
Woo! Go Auntie Day.
I'm about to lay it out.
Shoot it.
This morning I went to Tim Hortons.
Okay.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
You already know it's about to be a
She
scene.
didn't go to Starbucks.
I went to Tim Hortons, went to the drive-thru. I worked very early this morning, okay? When I got to the drive-thru speaker, I drove up, I rolled down my window, and I heard, "C'est quoi ta commande?"
Okay.
For those who don't
Please
speak French.
continue, because so far it's not racist.
It's not going well. It's not going well. But it's not going well. She didn't say hello or anything.
So for those who don't speak English, French,
French,
it means
it means, what's your order?
in a
Straight
very
up.
very rude way.
Very. So I said, I answered back in English, do you have tea? The person said, quoi? Which means what? Not pardon or anything. I said, do you have tea? Je comprends pas ta langue.
Oh.
I don't understand your language. We're speaking English here. It's nothing crazy, okay?
Yeah, this is in Quebec. So
Thank you, okay?
for people who are not in Quebec.
So I said, do you have tea? Thé, du thé? What kind of tea do you have? Because on their menu, it showed like 10 different types of tea. And I wanted to know which ones they had available. She said, orange picot, puis c'est tout. I said, you guys don't have mint tea?
They don't have the classic green tea. I mean, you can find this shit on the floor. They don't have it.
They don't. This is what she's telling me. No.
okay.
I said, vous avez pas like du thé à la menthe, whatever? Je te comprends pas. Qu'est-ce que tu veux? I don't understand you. What do you want? I rolled up my window because I'm a lady, and I drove to the window because I wanted to see the bitch
Was
who was
talking you
to me
that way.
like she thinks she has some entitlement over me.
You don't know that.
When
lady?
I get to the window, okay,
It's a
I know
dude.
you
She was black.
and
Sorry.
Nancy, don't get me started.
Okay, sorry.
When I went to the window,
It's a
I
dude.
rolled out the window. There
No.
was 5 white women. I wouldn't say they're all Quebecer. Some of them look like they could have been like Armenian or whatever, just from French-speaking places.
Man, 5 white people, man. Let's go. 5 white people.
And there was one black girl,
Okay.
and she's the one who had the microphone in her ear.
Oh.
So it was a black chick?
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you guys, I am not angry. I know you wouldn't think that off this podcast,
I
but
just
I'm
don't
not
believe you.
generally angry.
I don't even believe
I
you.
don't make a scene. I can count on one hand the amount of strangers I've cussed out in my entire life. I don't usually cuss strangers. I usually cuss people I know.
Okay.
Okay, it's a lot easier. I don't cuss strangers very often.
Do you consider that you know me?
Yeah, we are like blood related, but we'll get to
Yeah, we
okay.
That's what we had.
So I said, c'est qui a pris ma commande? Now I'm talking French because she thinks she's so big talking one language. I can speak 3. I said, who took my order? Ooh, girl. I said, who took my order? And she's not making eye contact. And I knew it was her. I said, that's how you speak to people? I'm a customer. That's how you speak to me? She goes, I don't understand you, but I show you respect. I said, that's not respect. I asked you if you had a certain tea. You said, I don't understand you. You said, what's your order? That's how you talk to people?
And then she started speaking English with
And
you?
then she started speaking, all of a sudden she could speak English.
Oh.
And she was black. And so I realized all these times that I'm mad at these white French Quebecers, I need to be mad
At people.
at people in general.
Yeah, of course. People are shit. What'd you think? Doesn't matter the color.
I feel like we're both quote unquote not from here. We both have the same shade of skin.
That's
we
what
should
you
both
think.
looking out for each other. You know what I mean? Where everyone, the whole world is against black people. We should be unified. And that's what's treating me. The white people at that Tim Hortons treated me better than the black person there. You know how that made me feel? Like, I'm not making a joke, honestly, right now.
Well,
like,
yeah,
I'm looking at my kids, I'm looking at the future. I'm like, this is what you guys have to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, our ancestors had to deal with a bit worse, let's say.
Yeah.
Of course they did.
And who knows? Like,
Who
maybe
knows?
she was raised by a single mom. I mean, yo.
Let's not go
That's
back.
what y'all said.
Let's
I
not
mean,
go-
yo.
But like,
how you
I
doing?
didn't
look,
say
It's
it.
the
guys,
environment.
guys,
It's her
guys.
environment.
Nancy doesn't like that comment.
It's
She's
the
about to...
environment.
Guys,
of course, I'm gonna keep on poking you. Now.
Nancy's looking
Guys,
at her, reading
the
her notes.
last,
Watch her.
the last segregated school in Canada was closed in
2 weeks ago.
in Nova Scotia in 1983.
That was when
I was almost
around
born.
when I was born.
1983.
Man, Yowande,
so
you've
I
been
think,
here. Come
so,
on.
So last segregated school in Canada. So I think that yes, we have a lot of road to go, but I think there's a lot of progress that we made.
That of course.
Progress?
mean-
Question mark.
I mean,
That was the name of the
So wait a
play.
minute. Are like your school's considered a diverse school?
I
Are
mean,
there
I would
black
say.
people still dating black people at your school? Because that would make it like...
I mean,
How's that
I
even a
was one of the only ones dating another black person, but not anymore. Ew.
So no.
No.
So
There's
wait,
no black people dating black people at your school?
No.
So wait,
Not
what-
one.
No. Or that not that I know of right now.
Well, you know your entire school. I mean, you're pretty popular. I mean, you put the whole school on blast, so everyone knows who you
Yeah,
are.
right before
You know
she
what I mean?
left.
She's acting like she doesn't know anybody. She knows everybody.
Right before she left.
But what are you saying? Black people dating black people? Why?
There's no like.
No, but why did you bring up that
Yeah, what
question?
we
You-
talking
Oh, you
about?
guys don't know where I'm at.
No,
We're not here. We're not here.
Because if
we're
we're all
talking
about
Tim Hortons, I'm
if
still
we're all
at the
about
line.
accepting, it doesn't matter who you date, black, white, or like
If
know,
we're all about-
interracial
if we're
couples.
all about accepting, we should accept everything, including our own. So my
Yeah.
question is extremely valid because it's like if you're accepting another culture, are you accepting your own as well? Because in the society that we live in now, we're so quick to jump on something else, but not our own. So my question is very relevant, and I've put
It is,
my-
it No, is.
but
Where
what's-
can I drop the mic?
Wait.
No, but what's
the
your,
mic, woman, stop dropping.
but so are you trying to say that people who date outside their culture, they don't value or they're not doing doing a
No.
disservice to their own culture because they're not dating the same.
Even she
But-
can answer you. Go ahead.
You have to love yourself before you can love anybody else.
Well,
Yes,
that's in everything.
you.
That's in
but how about?
everything.
But your boyfriend is something else.
That's in everything.
Of course, but if you can't accept who you are as an individual, you can't accept anyone else, no matter how much you try.
No,
You'll be living a fake life, no matter what you think.
But
It's
are
not
you? But wait, I'm
realistic.
confused. Are you assuming that because the person is dating outside their race, they don't accept themselves?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It was just like a question.
Okay. No, but because I'm trying to figure out what's the
Okay.
thing because you
Alright,
can be
alright.
accepting of yourself, but
Uh-huh.
still
Of
Hate
course,
others?
outside
you
your
could
race.
date whoever you want, but
All right, let me ask you a question. Well, all the three of you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start with Jahliya.
Yeah.
Don't
Then-
even go to me.
Exactly.
I've already gotten into
Then
enough
it'll be
trouble.
Nancy
I don't even.
Yeah.
and
I need
Yowande.
security to
If you
lose-
still here, if
No.
you still got a mic.
Leave Auntie Day out.
All
I'm
right,
about
quick
to
question.
get.
Quick question.
Okay.
Quick question. All right.
Okay.
So we're talking about like interracial dating and stuff like that, right?
I guess that's a new
Is
topic.
it considered interracial dating if, for example, I'm Haitian, black Haitian,
Yeah.
right? I am dating a Bajan lady.
Don't you dare. Bajans are
a
the
babe,
worst.
John.
Yo, I'm not the one that said it. I'm not the one that said
Well, I think that in general, society bases race on color. Unfortunately.
it. Okay,
So
but
I think so. If you had a German, a French, a Russian, and they dated, they wouldn't be considered dating
What-
interracially.
that's weird. Okay, isn't dating like interracial like the difference in culture instead of the difference in color? Because I could still have issues with my black girlfriend, and I could still have issues with a white chick.
Yeah, I think that's more intercultural than interracial.
Isn't that the same thing? Isn't race culture? Jahliya, what's up? Tell me, what do you think?
Hmm?
Oh, yeah, I just put you on blast, right? Yeah, that's what I do. Always got up your point. Yeah. So what's up? Tell me. Isn't interracial intercultural?
Maybe.
What if both?
Safe answer. Love it.
What if you your parents immigrated like 30 years ago to their parents have been here for hundreds of years. Let's say,
Okay.
for example, and you're still black, but your girlfriend is white. But you both grew up in the same culture, in the same. And does that mean that you're interracial or intercultural, even though you grew up in the same place, know the same things, eat the same food,
But we're different color.
swear the same way?
We're different color. But
So it's-
are we even interracial?
you're interracial, but you're not intercultural. You have the same values growing up. It's not the same as if I'm dating a black person dating a Chinese person, a Senegalese dating a Chinese person. They both grew up. They have different cultures. They grew up with different values.
Yeah.
So but I still don't see. I don't see why it's important to put a name on it. If you love someone, you love someone, right?
Absolutely.
Right?
No, we're just talking.
Absolutely.
We're just talking. We got nothing to do.
When I'm ready, when you guys are ready to let me talk,
Yes,
let me
yeah.
talk. But I think you should keep me for the end because I have a lot to say.
God. Okay.
She has a lot to say.
She has a lot. Oh, there's an accent on that. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Jahliya, quick question. We talked about the youngins nowadays and how they appropriate culture and stuff. For example, for a lot of years, a couple of years, we were called a certain word, us people of color, to not say nigga, nigga, nigga. Yeah. And I was wondering, you who went to a school that was like multicultural, that you like to say? Diverse. Oh, what is there a difference? Okay, a diverse school.
Yeah.
Were there times where you would hear these kind of words, these kind of messages?
Like the N-word?
Precisely like the N-word.
Well, I would actually hear it because my locker was in a very inconvenient place.
How?
How
could,
I was just
what made it
surrounded-
inconvenient?
I was surrounded by everyone who I did not want to be surrounded by.
Who were?
Just,
By the way, they might listen to the show. I'm just letting you know.
but that's okay.
Okay.
They were just my locker neighbors, just these white kids who were considered popular at my school.
Oh.
Popular, I don't know what, that's not really a thing in high school, but anyway, well, it kind of, whatever.
It is a thing.
Yes.
Trust. It's
It
all that
does.
matters.
All the
Scummy,
movies
come
are
on.
made about
Totally.
popular
Bruh.
kids versus nerds.
Are you
Like, come on.
serious?
Okay, anyways, they would use it between each other. Like,
Wait.
Between white people?
Oh my!
Yes.
Listen, yo,
There are no
put the
black
camera
people.
on me. I'm about to stand. Wait, time out. Jahliya,
You always have to make a scene.
yo,
yeah.
woman, do you know what I'm going through right now? I've been told that white people call other white people nigga.
they're not calling each other the N-word, they're just using it.
Tell me how.
It's like the Dave Chappelle.
How?
Like, let's
Dave
say
Chappelle's
they're
skit,
getting
yeah.
mad at something, they'll be like, oh, N-word.
Wait, what?
Instead of saying, oh shit, they
They're
would
like,
say,
oh, N-word.
oh.
Like, they don't know, they don't have a level of intelligence to understand what they're saying, so they just say anything. They're just talking, I don't know. And I'm in my locker, so I'm hearing this on a daily.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, nigger. Wait, are you? Is
It was
this
a little more angry than that.
Oh, nigger.
Stop smiling. It's smile
How can I not smile? I'm confused. I am so confused. So they don't even use it on people.
Unless it's me.
Oh wow.
Wow. So what would be your message for like other people your age or are going to high school, going to other
Shut the fuck up. That should be your message, man. I'm pissed. I'm
Okay,
done.
he's peace. But for someone who has words, who knows how to write a poem, a spoken poem, what would be your lasting words like for people, the audience listening, to young people who maybe are not self-reflected, who grew up in an environment, they don't know about it. What would you say to them?
Like, just speak on your truth, like what you know. Like, if you're thinking in your head, you're thinking it for a reason. If you know that's not right, you should say something about it.
And those things were embedded in you since you were young. They didn't get socially constructed in you.
She's very right about that. I've always
my mic?
But for
was
people
like this.
who can change, who can be influenced to change and learn and be better, right?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. To those people who don't know their truth from when they're born, because I don't believe
Man.
that. But like, there's what are you gonna say?
At the end of the day, god damn it, what do you gain at hating people? It doesn't even matter, like the color, their hair. I don't care. Like, why do you have so much time? I don't even have time to hate white people. I ain't got time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you gain? See, that's why I feel like racism is something about power. Because people that are racist, they feel superior. And that's why they say, oh, you're a monkey. I mean, what do you gain? It's not even funny. We don't even look like monkeys.
How many of those friends that you had that were calling you monkey and nigger and all this
Time
stuff
out.
do you
Friends.
still have?
Yeah, friends.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
friends.
we got it.
I meant
Yo,
to say. I meant to
friend.
do this. I didn't. How many of them are really your like now you're in college, right? You were in high school, then you're moving to college, and you're gonna realize that the further you go on in life, the people that you thought were your friends, the people that are so important, are gonna become less important.
Wait, time
Everyone
out. They
apart
might,
from
they,
your
might,
family.
they might actually be friends, ignorant friends, but their heart might be in the right place. It's
I
just
don't know.
like
I didn't
said,
carry
the
a lot of people from high
environment.
school to college and college to
I
university.
still hang out.
I guess
with
we'll
my
see what
s- my
happens.
friends.
So we'll see. That's
I
what I'm
still
saying.
hang
you
out with
started
my friends
today,
from
right?
freaking
Yesterday.
elementary school.
Yesterday. She started yesterday.
So what do you think? You think you're gonna keep these people around or what?
Well, they might watch the show. Basically,
Exactly. Why you doing? Why you doing it, girl? Why you doing it, girl, like that?
Can you give me their names
Dead ass and stuff like
and their
you,
social
But
insurance
most of
numbers?
them go to another school now, so
you gonna make her
Just-
Facebook
just
dry,
be-
man.
So
Just
it's
be,
like,
just
it's
be
a wrap.
conscious.
It's
Just
not-
be conscious of who you're talking with and who, like, what.
I mean,
what's happening around
how
the world.
hard is it?
of course.
Are we seriously like we took
We're still
we
in that
we
time.
spoke we've been speaking about this for an hour, and how hard is it?
Anyway, talking about hate, how much time do we have? I don't even know.
Like
No,
5
we
minutes?
We have
Tell
like
us?
Yeah.
4
We
or
have no
5
time.
minutes. Don't worry about
Talking
it.
about hate, is everyone hating on Jay-Z for joining in the NFL, or is that like
Well,
not
I
happening
don't know
here?
exactly what is the deal. Is he like he has a contract to do the music or what?
okay.
Yo, Jay-Z's a
So-
businessman.
Oh, okay.
The way I see it, it's money.
Okay.
But
People
then
are
again,
mad. People are
yeah,
mad.
because with
Furious.
everything that went around with everything that happened with Colin
Kaepernick?
Kaepernick.
Cap.
I mean, the NFL, the way they treat like, I mean, it's not even the NFL, it's the United States.
Exactly.
Period.
But is it better to change the system from within or without
Oh.
from outside?
Well, in order to get in, you have to be in.
Yeah,
Which is
like-
probably like the hardest part.
Like Oprah Winfrey, right?
Yeah.
She like for real. Like
for real.
she started to be. I think she was a weather woman, and then she had her own little show, and then it grew in popularity. And then she's like, you know what? Instead of trying to get deals with all these people to produce other shows and get like 1%, I'm gonna have my
Produce
own channel.
Yeah, well, that's of
and
course.
now she has ownership.
But
Yes.
Oprah Winfrey
Power
put on
co-
Dr. Phil, right?
Huh?
Did she?
She put him on.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Just
did-
spitting out
did-
there.
did
Continue. I'm
she-
just saying.
But did she
put on Dr.
like?
Phil.
But wait, did she put him on blast or something? Did,
No, put him out. Like the
Like,
man
you-
has his
you-
own show.
You
because
don't you
of
don't
Oprah.
like you
Because
don't like
of-
Dr. Phil. He's like Maury. Like he's
It's entertainment.
yeah.
it is
Yeah.
honestly
Yeah.
we can't.
He's not
It's
a
television.
real- yeah.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know Oprah. Have you ever hung out with Oprah? Have you
No.
ever taken
I have
a
no
drink
problem
her?
with Oprah at all.
But
We
with
don't
Dr.
know
Phil.
We don't know anything about.
You're like holding back.
We can't really like base anything on what we see on TV, and that's internet, TV.
Absolutely.
Do not believe anything, because that's how
Yeah.
you get controlled, man.
But I think that for any system, you can't you can change the system from within easier than from
Always.
outside.
Oh.
So you
but-
think what
but the
Jay-Z's
thing
doing is
is-
good, basically?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't even know what's the contract. but
he
I'm
got
just saying
in.
he got in,
He got
so
in.
maybe he
That's
has
the
a
hard
voice,
part,
and
yeah.
maybe
To make
in
a
te- in
change.
fi-
Yeah.
I don't know if it's to make the change.
Well, Yowande,
I'm just saying that
were talking about
want to
that.
see it at the table. To make changes, you have to have a seat
Exactly.
at the table.
You were
Absolutely.
talking about having people of strength, people of influence at the top, so we can actually change shit.
Absolutely.
So the way we're talking about it, the way what Jay-Z is doing, I mean,
Yeah,
he had to
am-
have millions
listen,
and millions and
I am
millions.
like if you guys listen to me talk, you guys know where I stand. I'm totally with him. Until
you're
he
with
does
Jay-Z.
me, until he does me wrong, or until he does anybody wrong, I'm with him. I think what he's doing is great.
Okay.
He's I don't want to say infiltrating the system, but I'm saying he's getting in a position
Of
Position
of
of power,
power.
exactly.
Okay,
what you're
so
saying.
you mentioned,
so
yeah.
you are
Yeah,
with
I'm
him.
with it.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
You can't
'cause
read
of-
me because I can lose it any second.
Yeah,
You
we-
guys can't
we
read
know.
me. I keep it
We
that
know.
I keep it that way on purpose.
Yeah.
But I'm totally with Jay-Z. And I don't even follow Jay-Z that bad, but I've been listening to the discussion that surrounds this whole situation, and I'm saying like, okay, Jay-Z's never been against his people. He's always been for his people from the beginning.
Always.
Yeah, Jay-Z has beaucoup money, so he's not doing it for money. The man has more money than he's gonna live for.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need it for the money. I think he's really in a position of change. And if you
Yeah.
guys listen,
first billionaire rapper, right?
if you listen to
Dr.
if you listen
Dre?
to the dialogue that happened
Jay-Z.
at like during this whole thing, like he's not saying like Kaepernick did anything wrong. He's saying like people keep playing back this audio that he played. We've gone past the kneel, and people are getting mad about that. But what he's saying is like, okay, that brought awareness. Now we have to take action.
Exactly.
And like Nancy said, he's now in a position of action.
Yeah.
So I think that's an amazing thing.
I agree with that.
And
I'm
like
cool
I
with
said,
that.
like I don't like I'm a Trinidadian. I listen to soca every day, all day. Like
All
I
right,
don't.
so
say
you don't
anything
know
else.
nothing
So
about
I don't
the
know anything
Blueprint.
about
You don't
hip
know
hop.
you don't
Really,
know nothing
I
about
know
the
about
Blueprint.
Blueprint because I love that album.
Which
but
one?
I'm just,
Which one? Because there are 3 of them. What's
but
up?
I'm just
How you
saying,
doing?
like, until he does us wrong, I'm not gonna shit on him, and that's the problem with black people too. We're so quick to not black people only,
People.
but in general, we're so quick to build up people, and as soon as they do one thing wrong,
Get
we
out.
break them down.
Well,
And I'm not down for that.
I think Jay-Z has everything in order to.
I
to
agree.
keep. Yeah, he has
Yeah.
the,
He has
the
Beyonce.
political.
I think at
yes.
least give him
he has Beyonce.
at least giving the man a chance.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
how that's gonna hit. So, Jahliya, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Oh, are you still here? No, I'm joking.
Oh no.
So Jahliya, we're actually wondering if people wanted to hear that spoken word that you perform at your school, where can they find it?
On YouTube at the Centennial Regional High School page.
Is there more to come? Are you gonna have your YouTube channel? Do you want to start writing books? Or because
Yeah.
I see so
More,
many
more,
like
more,
young,
more.
like, you know, there's a young girl. I think she's like 10 or in their teens. She did a T-shirt like young, flexing in my complexion, and she has like her whole company is based around
could be
T-shirts
something.
for black. Like, so are you gonna do like a young entrepreneur type thing? Try
Yes.
to do a book or try to
Yes,
you know,
you will.
Well, I'm big on writing.
yeah.
There you
So I was always thinking of writing a book, but I don't know. We'll
Okay,
see.
okay,
We'll see.
all right,
We'll
all right,
see what's
people,
up with this
please.
young black
where can we
lady.
find you? Because what can we follow? Where can we?
Take your time, baby.
follow
Take your time.
You? Where can we follow you? Because one day when that book comes out, I mean, our people, all listeners, they would want to hit that.
Well, my Instagram is Jahliya Cummings. So
How do you
But it's
spell
like
Cummings?
Ja. It's
Jahliya.
Yeah, yeah.
Ja
Could you
bless.
spell it? Just spell it.
JAHLIYA.CUMMINGS.
All right.
cool.
So
Cool.
I'm not putting no pressure. I'm just saying
But hurry up.
we waiting for that book.
Okay.
Cause we got
Take
some
your time,
youngins.
but hurry
we
up.
got some youngins out here that go confused.
Also, writing isn't like my first thing. Like that's just something I do.
for fun.
Not even just because they were like slam poetry, and I was like, oh, I'm curious about it, so I just gave it a try
Oh
one
my
year
God,
and kind of stuck
you
to
were
it.
just trying to graduate.
Yes.
We out here putting you like saying, you know what?
This is what you do. That's
yo.
not even the first thing. Maybe like, what are you?
I'm a dancer.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, that will be for another episode.
Yes.
That's for sure. And it's funny that it's not the main thing that you do, but okay.
But it's something I enjoy.
But it's something that you enjoy.
Yes.
But you know, here at Day and Night Conversations, you know what's the main thing that we do?
Oh,
We
what
talk.
we do? What do we do?
Don't stop, man. And when do we do it?
Day
At night.
And
Day.
and
At night.
and day
At night.
and day.
and
Night.
and
That's right.
day. That's how we
That's
do
right.
it.
Hey.
All right.
Right,
Thank you
so
so
thank
much
you
for
again.
listening to us.
You know we do every week. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
And we're still, if Yowande hasn't killed any one of us.
Yes.
No, I'm
So much love. It's all love.